Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TNP Finance, where we make long and short-term investing simple. Today, we're going to take a look at the NASDAQ in a deep dive here and take a look at what our possibilities are for the bull and the bear scenarios. So, without further ado, let's hop over to the heat map over here. We can see that this is how the day finished, and it's been very mixed. There hasn't been a lot of logic or sense within it, and that's alright, because right now, if we take a look at the candle here, we've only moved down 0.02% today. So we took a very long trip to absolutely nowhere, and right now this just shows that the bulls and the bears are kind of in this tug of war, not knowing whether to go higher or lower in the market. So this is just a period of consolidation, and right now this is a very easy trap that a lot of day traders are going to lose money in, but smart traders are going to hold in cash and wait for something definite to happen. They're waiting for confirmation. What is this confirmation looking like? Well, very simple. We have the support line over here at 23,660. We also have this resistance line that is getting tighter and tighter, creating this wedge shape. And as soon as we do get a break above, that's when you're looking for that bullish scenario. So what is that looking like specifically? A breakup above this resistance line here. Let's say that we break below or we break above tomorrow. Our stop loss is going to be right below here at about 23,600, the previous support level here, and then your take profit very safely can be looked at the top of this range over here. Now, if this is all-time high market, this is a very strong bull market, obviously you could be looking for a lot higher of a take profit, but I can't tell you specifically where. Again, some of these bull markets, they will rally up 30, 40, 50, 60%, and if you are cutting your profits short at, let's say, 5 or 6%, you're really screwing yourself over, because these are the most opportune times in the market to be making a whole lot of money. So letting your position run up, but having something like a trailing stop loss, it could be in the form of a technical, for example, a break of one of these lines here in a Bollinger Band, or a break of something like a support level or a support line that's rising. That could be a great way to capitalize and make a whole lot of money without cutting yourself short. Now, let's talk about the opposite scenario, the bear scenario. This is kind of really exciting. Now, again, as a day trader, as a swing trader, you should not care if the NASDAQ has dropped 90% or it is rallying to new all-time highs, because regardless, with technical analysis, we are going to make money no matter what way the market goes. So that being said, I really like the bear scenario, and I'm going to show you what that's looking like here. Very simple. I'm putting a short position on the market if we break below this previous stop loss here. Our previous support here. Stop loss is going to be right at the top of this move over here, or what you could even do, you could pull it down to the top of the second candle here, and then my take profit is going to be looking at two different places. My first take profit is going to be at the only other zone nearby that has some kind of key level, which is going to be over here down at 22,650. That is a fantastic trade of 3.8 risk to reward ratio over here, with 4.19% to be taken in the take profit. Now, if we can hold this level and we do break below, that is a very good contender that we could move down all the way to previous all-time highs. Now, previous all-time highs, they are always going to get retested, especially when you have a big rally, a massive pullback, and then a break above without really hanging around the area too long. There is I'm going to say there's not a lot of things that are guaranteed within the market, but this move here to just come back and touch 22,127, that is a 100% chance. Now, when is it going to happen? I couldn't tell you, but will it happen? Absolutely. It could take a couple months. It could take a couple years. Who's to say? But if we do break below this support level over here, then this is a very strong chance that we could come back and retest this very quickly. Now, if we don't hold above this line here, that is a really bad sign. That's when you're looking to hold in cash or short the market. But if we do get a nice recovery from this level after we retest it, we get a big wick and we start getting a lot of bullish momentum, this, a huge bullish engulfing candle, that is a great sign that we are looking to move even higher. So that being said, even if we do come down and we do come to the previous all-time high here, we could be looking for a move all the way back up to previous zones over here, like 23,600, or even new all-time highs to be specific. Again, when you do get these retests of previous all-time highs here, you normally get a very strong move to the upside again to make new all-time highs. And the same thing can be seen with what happened in 2025. This just not too long ago, where we came back, we retested the 2022 all-time high, and then we started making all-time highs to where we are currently. So that same story can be shown over here. And it is a no-brainer trade to be taking, because let's say that you do place a position right at previous all-time highs, your stop loss right below it, right below this rising green support line over here that's been holding us up ever since the end of the 2022 bear market. And then you have your support level or your take profit level, let's say at new all-time highs, something like this, just completely random. You are getting an absolutely insane risk reward ratio with very little risk whatsoever, maybe 1% at most. So this is a no-brainer trade for me, and I think that you should be keeping an eye on this too. Now, let's move over to the other stocks that are within the NASDAQ 100, starting off with Tesla over here. Tesla, I've been placing a lot of fantastic trades in Tesla lately. Me and my Discord community have been making a whole lot of money just kind of playing this range here. And what we can see here is the range is tightening, it's tightening, and then we finally got a break of the range here to the upside. And it wasn't a very strong break. You had this kind of very weak move, this very weak retest. Now, if you do zoom into a lower time frame, let's say something like the 15-minute time frame here, you can see that you have this other resistance level that is kind of sloping down above this previous long resistance line here. And we can see here that just today, and this is not shaped properly, we did break above this resistance level here, and this is a trade that I told the Discord to buy today, and I actually put my stop loss right about here for a very nice 7 risk to reward ratio here. Now, what am I looking for, and why do I have my stop loss here? Well, again, my stop loss is right below the breakout of this resistance level over here, so it still gives us enough room for the market to kind of chop around and play around with. But for my take profit, I like this level here, and I'll show you exactly why. Let's zoom out to a chart over here, to our daily chart here, and we can see here previously in the market we have had a lot of touches and a lot of rejections off this line here, about $355 a share. Now this is actually a little bit overextended. I'm going to pull it back here, but this is a great take profit area where you have a very high chance of the market moving to before it has the chance of rejecting. That being said, great risk reward ratio 6.3, and this is a no-brainer trade to me. Again, you have a break of the higher confluence time frame, you have a break of the lower confluence time frame, and then I think that kind of just lines up perfectly. Let's move over to the next stock here, Microsoft. After earnings, Microsoft shot up a whopping, and let's just see here, a whopping 8%. And we are already in all-time highs to start with, so we moved up very quickly to a very high place. And again, I did place a short trade, and I told all my Discord members to place a short trade right from this level over here, right from the open, all the way back down to this gap fill here, and you would have received a fantastic, delicious, beautiful risk reward trade of, let's see here, of about, let's say that we put our position at 560 of 6.58 risk reward ratio, or about 7% on the chart here. We normally do trade with Discord with leverage, so you're looking at about a 21% with leverage, but this is a great trade here. Now let's just take a look at the long term over here. We can see here that we have a big gap to fill down below here. I think that this could be a very potential gap fill here, or at least where maybe we don't get this gap fill, but we at least come down to 433. I think this is almost guaranteed in the market for us to come down eventually down to that level there. But right now, what am I looking for here? Right now on Microsoft, we had this rising support level over here that we've stuck in this very tight range for. And then if we take a look at our Bollinger Bands, we can see that we have exited out very strongly of our upper band here. And we've had a lot of these bearish days, and enough where we actually broke below the support line here. So what am I saying here? I'm not liking the looks of where we are right now, just because there's a lot of weakness and a lot of key levels being broken here. This is kind of our last stand level, 517. If we do break below that, what you could be looking for is a very nice short trade where we go and we target something like a previous support level, like $500 psychological level. And this is also a great level where we can see some forms of support and resistance. So let me just draw this in right here, just like so. And then our take profit, or sorry, our stop loss is right behind or right above the support level there for a nice 3.55 risk to reward trade, and a total percentage of 3.27%. So I think that is very possible, and I think that you could be making a lot of money off Microsoft. Again, it's been moving up so fast, it just makes sense that it comes down and cools down quite a bit, because let's just take a look at where the market has gone, where it started, and where it has kind of, let's say, ended. And this is an extremely steep support line that is just unsustainable. So it's no wonder why we are getting this this kind of pullback here. So that's fine, that's healthy. I'm not saying that this is bad for the long term in Microsoft. Let's take a look at Eli and Lilly. Eli and Lilly had a great earnings report, but something didn't hold up where we actually came and we fell quite a bit. I remember I actually placed a position on Eli and Lilly right before earnings just to wake up to it being 9.5% down. So that was not great. However, what I'm looking for here, it looks like we are coming up to a very key support level over here. We have gotten this V-shaped recovery, which is my favorite sign within all of trading, and it's showing here that we have the bulls on our side. That being said, taking a look at a break above 709 is a fantastic level for you to place some trades. That being said, I could be looking for a new all-time high level for Eli and Lilly. And now Eli and Lilly, it's not very impossible that we get a new all-time high, because let's just take a look at this chart. Let's take a look at the exponential growth of Eli and Lilly. Coming back to 2020, we were at $136 a share. Now we're all the way up at about $700 a share. That is absolutely insane. Placing your trade, stop loss right below this area over here of the support level. Take profit all the way up at previous all-time highs. Again, this is a fantastic risk-reward ratio of 13.41, and it's very possible we've been closing trades like that left, right, and center. Let's just take a quick look at Google over here. Now, Google has had this beautiful bowl-like recovery. Hasn't been like a V-shape, hasn't been very volatile, but what I can see here is that we do have this kind of cup part over here. Now, for Google, we haven't gotten too many pullbacks within Google. It's been very, very strong. That being said, at a previous all-time high, what I could expect for Google, and let's just draw our support level like this here. Let's say this is our previous all-time high level. There are two scenarios. We either get a breakout above here, get a retest, and continue moving higher, or what we can do here is we could look to, and let me just keep this one here. We could look to make a handle for this cup and handle shape, where we start to move down a little bit, make this kind of lower low, and then we start to move up even higher back to the same level. So regardless, I'm still very bullish on Google. The technicals are looking fantastic, the price action is looking great, but keep an eye out for both of those levels over there. I think those are very possible trades, and trades where you can make a whole lot of money. That is what the name of the game is, making a whole lot of money. That being said, I hope you did learn something out today. I hope that you are setting parameters and you are setting alerts for you to get into these trades, because these are trades you definitely don't want to miss. If you are interested in getting all these trades and even more than I've talked about here, come take a look at the link in my description for my Discord, wap.com/tmp-finance. From there, you're going to get all the trades I take in real time, take profits, stop losses, percentage risk allocation, and a whole lot more. But that's going to be a wrap for today. Thank you very much for joining in, and I will see you later. Later, y'all.